Yes, as everyone is coming in, please make sure to put your name, your organization, what you do. So this information will be shared. So we're hoping that we can make some connections.
Nice. It's 9 o'clock. Everybody, good morning. Thank you for joining RTD in our second Small Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Advisory Council webinar. This is the second of the year, so it's great. My name is Alexis Serrano. I'm the Small Business Office or the Small Business Opportunity Office Manager for RTD. And we're going to start really quick with this particular presentation. Today, we're going to talk about how to unlock contracting opportunities on Denver region's agencies. And as well, we're going to have a panel discussion with financial institutions. So before moving on to the main topics and objective, let's have again Gisa Simmons, our CRD's outreach specialist, talking about the meeting protocols and our safety moment. Go ahead, Gisa.
Hi, thank you, Alexis. Hello, everyone. I am Gisa McCrae Simmons. As Alexis shared, I'm the Civil Rights Outreach Specialist here at RTD, and I wear many hats, but one of my roles is supporting the Small Business Opportunity Office with their initiatives and community outreach. So before we officially get started, we wanted to go over a few housekeeping items just to make sure this experience is smooth. So as you come in, everyone will be muted. We are glad that you're here, but there's over 100 folks joining us today. So we're going to have everyone stay muted to minimize our background noise. I am loving all of the names and organizations that I see represented in the chat. So please continue to put that information into the chat because, again, this will be shared with you at the end of the meeting. And then finally, if you have any questions, concerns, or want to be involved, because today is an interactive webinar experience, please drop them in the chat. The SBO team and myself will be monitoring the chat, so we will ask questions on your behalf real time. And then those wrap up some of our housekeeping details. We're going to move right into our safety moment for today. So we are going to talk about the importance of proper rest. So a key aspect of staying safe and performing well at work is making sure that you're well rested. While we often focus on physical safety, rest is just as essential for our mental sharpness and overall well-being. So the first thing that we often don't notice is fatigue plays a significant contributor to workplace accidents and errors. If we don't get enough rest, our cognitive function suffers and we have slower reaction times. This is why it's important to prioritize sleep and take advantage of breaks throughout the day to recharge. So make sure that you take a break, even if it's a short break. That's very refreshing to your mind and body. And additionally, make sure that you're reviewing your company policies regularly to ensure that you have breaks scheduled. And most importantly, take care of your physical health because it is directly linked to your ability to stay safe while you're on the job. So, moral of the story, rest is not a luxury. It's very, very essential that you get that so you maintain your ability to stay safe and productive in the work environment. Oh, thank you guys. I'm excited to work with you more. And I'm going to pass it to Alexis to finish framing the day.
Thank you, Gisa. Great safety moment. That's part of RTD's culture, so thank you for that. So before moving on, I have the pleasure to introduce our Angel Peña, which is our new Deputy Chief Executive Officer for Open Remarks. Angel, if you're joining, I know you are in the meeting, please unmute yourself and give us your message.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Angel Peña. Thank you, Alexis. I have the privilege of serving RTD's first ever Deputy CEO since March 17th. And I bring over 25 years of experience across the public and private sectors, focused on advancing transit infrastructure and building stronger ties with the communities that we serve. It is a true honor to join RTD. tell you the truth, and work alongside with so many dedicated professionals, including our civil rights division, who are focused on making our agency more accessible, inclusive, and more connected to the region we're serving. This morning's panel reflects exactly that mission. Today's conversations brings together public agencies like Denver Public Schools and the Housing Authority, along with many financial institutions, and all working toward one goal: unlocking more doors for small and disadvantaged businesses across the region. So I want to applaud the collective efforts from these agencies to foster business growth and build pathways that are more equitable and sustainable. Our Small Business Opportunity Office is actively doing this work every day, in line with our strategic priorities around equity, customer excellence, and community value. So I want to highlight a few milestones that I think we should be able to consider in this room. RTD currently has 27 federally funded projects with DBE goals. That represents $575 million in total contracting, with $83.4 million dedicated to DBEs. Over the past 24 months, we have assessed more than 400 purchase requisitions to identify opportunities for small and disadvantaged firms. Of the 66 active contracts at RTD, 35 have DBE goals for federally funded work, and 31 has SBE goals tied to locally funded work. Some of those key projects with strong participation goals include downtown rail reconstruction, which has 21% DBE goal on both design and construction. BOSS Contracted Services Group 35, which has 5% DBE goal. Kalamath Rail Crew Reconstruction with 20% SBE goal. And this is a reflection that these numbers are just more than policy. They reflect a commitment to economic opportunity, shared prosperity, in building a future where small businesses have a real seat at the table. So thank you again for having me here today. I look forward to continuing this important work together with the team and seeing many of you at future events. And with that, I will pass it over to Alexis to walk us through the agenda.
Great message. Thank you very much, Angel. Welcome to RTD, and thank you for your commitment as well. We also have Carl Green Jr., our Director in Civil Rights. I know he is not expected to share a message, but I just wanted to say, thank you for joining the meeting as well. Shows the commitment from the Civil Rights as well, the whole department, that we actually belong to that department or division. So now let's move to the metro area contracting opportunities. And I say metro because we're not going to only talk about RTD contracting opportunities. We're going to talk also about Denver Public Schools and Denver Housing Authorities. And then we're going to move to the other topics, which it's going to be really interesting in the next hour. So first, let's start with Murugan Palani. Murugan is the director of the Office of Business Diversity in Denver Public School. We call it also DPS. And now, Murugan, please explain the presenters or the participants in this case how to do business with Denver Public Schools and what are the contracting opportunities that you guys have at this moment.
Awesome. Alexis, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Let me see if I can share my screen without any more technical difficulties. I apologize. We're on a Google format, and unfortunately, every time we try to get on Teams, I think Microsoft has a bug in there that messes up with us. Let me see if I can share my screen here.
We're sharing it, so don't worry about it. We're sharing it if you can see it. So
perfect. That's awesome.
Just let us know when you want us to move it.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Perfect. As Alexis said, my name is Murugan Palani. I'm the director of the Office of Business Diversity for Denver Public Schools. I'm very happy to be here. I'd like to share some opportunities with you guys. I've got a bunch of slides over here, but I'm not going to spend too much time on most of the slides. I'm mostly going to spend time on the last couple slides, which will go over the actual opportunities that are coming up in the next 4 years. We actually have about $1 billion worth of opportunities in the next 4 years coming up. And along with the opportunities Denver Public Schools has, The other school districts along the Front Range actually passed about $4 billion worth of work. So there's a lot of work to go along. We'd love to share with you guys, share that wealth. And we're actually worried that there's not enough contracting capacity in the community. So if you would like to work in any of the construction fields that where we have opportunities in, please, please, please reach out to us and we'll try to fit you in. One thing I hate doing is just putting out information and saying is a blanket statement. So what I want you to do, if you think you can do business with the district, I want you to reach out to us and we will have a one-on-one meeting with you and go over a tailored fit and in terms of opportunities. And we'll be blunt with you. We'll say, hey, you know what? I don't think it's a great fit here. Or we'll say there's a lot of opportunity here. And these are the decision makers you need to speak with before that opportunity comes hand. That way you're prepared for it right when that RFP hits the street, or you're prepared to talk to the general contractor that wins that opportunity in terms of getting a subcontracting opportunity to them. Thank you for the agenda slide here, Alexis. Like I said, these are the topics I'll be going over. Most of these slides are really, I'm just going to breeze through. I'll spend the majority of my time the latter part of the slides. Next slide, please, Alexis. All right, just in terms of a brief history, I'm proud to say Denver Public Schools have had a program to help women and minority-owned businesses and small businesses for a little over 25 years now. And we're the only school district in the state of Colorado that actually has a program to help MWBEs, as well as a separate set-aside program for SBEs, where SBEs have the opportunity just to compete with other SBEs. And we're among a handful of school districts in the nation that have these programs. Back in 2014, we had a disparity study done. We're a little overdue for one right now, but the 2014 study said, based on a market analysis, we should be at about 22% utilization of local women and minority-owned businesses when it comes to our bond construction dollars. And at that time, the Board of Education decided we should be at 24%, because that was the goal the city and county of Denver had at the time. And I'm proud to say the last time numbers were audited, which was last June, we were at 27.6%. But I'm more proud to say the current numbers year to date, which aren't official yet because we haven't audited them yet, are actually closer to 30%. And that number is equates to about $160 million that went to local women and minority owned businesses. So very proud of that number. If you go to the next slide, please, Alexis. And in terms of ways how to reach out to us, unfortunately, we recently had a rule passed where we're not allowed to do individual meet and greet events because it could be a conflict of interest or a perception issue. So what we've transitioned to is having more community events where our local small businesses, MWs, can come to those events, and we will have the proper decision makers there. And it's very important that you tell us ahead of time you're coming and what you're looking for so we can get the appropriate person for you to speak with at that event. And how this works on a monthly basis, we have a how to do business workshop, which my team puts on. And the next one will be held on May 8th from 1 to 2:30 p.m. over at our offices. Great event just to learn how our processes work, how our RFP process work, how BidNet works for us. So highly encourage you to attend that event if you haven't been before. Our next good event that we have are Connected Quarterly. These are our coffee chat events. And I really, really encourage you to go to that's the event where we have our buyers show up, we have our project managers show up, we have the director of construction show up. And if you RSVP for that event, like I said before, and tell us you're going to be there and let us know what you're looking for, we will have the appropriate decision maker there. The next coffee chat event is going to be held on May 28th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And the focus of that event is technology services. So if you're in the technology world, either software, hardware, infrastructure, we'd love to have you attend that event. And if you're not in the technology world, but you want to come to that event, it'll be key for you to share with us. You'll be there and what you're looking for so we can have that appropriate decision maker attend that event for you to be able to meet with them one-on-one. We also conduct a an annual bonding workshop in conjunction with the Small Business Administration in terms of helping our small businesses with bonding if they needed it. And our flagship event that we always want everyone to go out to is our reverse trade fair. We call it a reverse trade fair because we give all our booths to small businesses, and it's up to our large general contractors to go to each of the tables and explain to them what subcontracting opportunities they have. And it's because a first come, first served basis. It sells out every year. The registration is actually open right now. There's a link here in the slide if you'd like to look at a video from a previous event. But we have well over 350 people attend. It's completely free. We even provide Santiago's breakfast burritos. So highly encourage you to attend that event if you can be there. Next slide, please, Alexis. In terms of our community partners, we try to partner with almost every nonprofit organization in town that helps local small businesses and women and minority-owned businesses. And these are great entities that network and help grow your business as well. And one of the reasons we partner with them, a lot of times we found out a small business, if they have any issues with us, are a little wary or sometimes scared to approach us as, hey, I'm having some obstacles. So we encourage you to work with our community partners if you don't want to come to us directly, and they'll help you navigate the process. But we are extremely open to feedback because we always tell ourselves we like to think we're doing a good job, but we don't know we're not doing a good job unless you let us know. So if there's something that's in the way, an obstacle is keeping you from getting opportunities with us, please let us know, and we'll work with you to see what any obstacle we can remove for you. Next slide, please, Alexis. Just these little breakdown, like I said, these numbers from last June, last time the numbers were actually audited, and we can't post numbers until they're audited and shared with the Board of Education. And the next time we'll do that for the current year to date, like I said, will be this coming June. But as of the last audit, 27.6% utilization, which was about $126 million that went to 61 local women and minority-owned businesses. And as I shared unofficially, don't share this with anybody, but unofficially, we're actually close to 30%. And that number went to 71 vendors that actually participated in about $160 million worth of work. So very proud of that number.
30 seconds, Morgan.
Up here, all right, give you a good choice. Flash forward to the next 4 slides. Like I said, these are just, and I just shared these slides with Alexis so anyone can have for reference. Please take a look at it when they share them out with you guys later, but just shows the breakdown where our spend is. Next slide, please, Alexis. Next slide, one more. And the previous slide there just showed the majority of our opportunities on a subcontracting basis. So we highly encourage you to work with our general contractors. This slide here is about our small business set aside program. Like I said, we have a set aside program where small businesses only have to compete with each other. We're currently at about $2 million a year utilization with that. Our target range is $5 million. And that's to help small businesses grow and get experience so they can get larger contracts in the future. Next slide, which is the most important slide. And I might ask for an extra 30 seconds if I needed it, but this is the breakdown of where that nearly $1 billion worth of work is going to happen in the next 4 years. As you can see, we have $300 million going to critical maintenance. So if there's any of those opportunities you think you could fit in, please reach out to us. We're going to do about $124 million in new construction, and the opportunities there for small businesses are with our general contractors working as a sub. And it's our job to introduce you to those general contractors, see if there's an opportunity for you. In terms of safety and technology, another $83 million. And if you work in the air conditioning field, we have 29 schools that are going to be equipped with air conditioning, which will make 100% of DPS schools with air conditioning by the end of this bond, which we're very proud of. We also have $127 million going to arts, athletics, and innovations in terms of improving athletic fields and such. And in terms of improving our learning environments, we have another $100 million. So if you think you could participate in any of those fields or categories, please reach out to us. I'd love to share those opportunities with you. And the best way to get a hold of us is contacting us through our website. So if you just Google, and we're on Google format, so I have to promote Google. If you just Google Denver Public Schools Business Diversity, is the first link that comes up. It'll take you to our website, and you can schedule a meeting directly on there with my teammate, Jennifer Malpietti, who's my coordinator, which will walk you through the process and customize your education on how to work with the district. With that, thank you so much, Alexis and RTD team, for this opportunity. And I ask, please reach out to me if there's anything I can do to help.
Great. Thank you, Murugan. Appreciate it. A lot of information. Remember, we're going to be sharing everything that Murugan shared with you guys later probably later today or early tomorrow. So we're going to send a PDF document to all attendees. So now we're going to move to Denver Housing Authority. We have Nicole Giles. She's the procurement services or procurement manager. And please, Nicole, tell us about how to do business with Denver Housing Authority and what contracting opportunities you guys have at this moment.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
And you can see my screen as well?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole Giles. I'm the manager of the Procurement Services Department at the Denver Housing Authority. So today, very quickly, I'm going to give you some tips on how to do business with our agency. Again, these slides will be shared as well as some additional PDF documents, but I will be going through a quick share of our website as well. So some of that information is also listed there. So most of our opportunities are listed when they're issued through the Rocky Mountain e-purchasing system, which is also called BidNet Direct. We utilize this website as our contractor database. If you have not registered, I definitely would recommend it. A lot of other public agencies besides ours also use this website. So not only would you be getting access to our opportunities, but you would also be getting access to their opportunities when they're issued within your own commodities. So you'll get those instant electronic notifications when those come out, direct access to any of our solicitations, blueprints, drawings, status of awards, and you can also use it for your own purposes for networking, relationship building. If you're a sub looking for a prime to get onto under a contract, or if you're looking to team up with someone, it's a really, really great resource for that. So I'm going to move to our website really quickly before I get back to the slides. So this is our Denver Housing Authority website. If you go to the business opportunities page, right here is where you will find our current procurement plan. So we try to update that monthly. So here, again, this will also be provided after this presentation, is our current list of our different procurement opportunities. The ones that have already been issued or are TBD, they're in the works of being issued. So this is what we have left for the second quarter, as well as the third and fourth quarter of this year. This does get updated. It's not a static or finite document. So some things might fall off or some things might be added. So just keep a lookout for that. As well, you can continue down business opportunities to become a vendor, and this will take you to the link to get directly to the BidNet Direct website. And that's how you can start your vendor registration. So it'll take you directly to our page, show you what open solicitations that we have, what closed solicitations that there are that have not been awarded, that maybe you can or even the awarded ones where you can contact the prime if you're looking for maybe subcontracting opportunities. In addition, we have one more, we have a couple more pages. So we have our procurement page, which again gives you access to BidNet Direct, but also gives you frequently asked questions and information about how our procurement process works, what our different purchasing thresholds are, our payment terms, what we do as far as assistance to small and Section 3 businesses. And if you're not aware of what a Section 3 business is, it's a business that is owned or controlled by either residents or participants in our housing programs, low-income individuals, or businesses who employ those who are considered either low income or residents or participants in housing. It talks also about our procurement events. So at the beginning of April, we had our annual contracting open house event. We also do monthly meet and greets, and we have a monthly Section 3 training. So if you're not sure about what Section 3 is, it is a requirement to be able to do business with us as we're a HUD-funded agency. So if you want more information on that, it also gives you information on how to register for any one of those training opportunities. And then finally, we have our supplier development resource area. Okay, so getting back to the presentation. Okay, can we see the PowerPoint again?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So getting down to how do you do business with us? So first and foremost, we recommend registering on BidNet Direct so that you can get access to those opportunities. When you see an opportunity, or if you're looking at our procurement plan, definitely do an open records request. So we follow the Colorado Open Records, the CORE Act. So if you do want to see our previous contracts, whether that's what the contract was for, their pricing, how they kind of put everything together, you're more than welcome to request that information. It really does give you a good advantage so that you know what we're anticipating. We might make some changes to that new solicitation, but some things are pretty standard. So it's a really good resource for you to be able to use. When a solicitation is issued, if it's of interest to you, read it, take it, cover to cover, read all the amendments. If you have questions, submit them to us so that we can get you that detailed information. And again, we're not always the subject area experts. So sometimes you may point out things that have changed or get some clarity where we might need to make a change to that particular solicitation. Once you're ready, submit a proposal and make sure that it addresses all the evaluation criteria that are identified very clearly, explicitly, and detailed. Please do not submit just the blank document back to us. We really do need that information in order to make an informed decision. And assume, even if you've done business with us in the past, that we don't know anything about you. You don't exactly know who's going to be evaluating your proposal response. So you want to take it from the perspective of, we don't know you, give us all the information that we have about you. And then finally, again, Section 3, that is a HUD program that we have to comply with. So that would be a part of that solicitation document. So making sure that you're addressing that Section 3 opportunities plan and giving a commitment toward providing economic opportunities to low-income individuals, businesses, and those who are participants in housing programs. And again, we do have a training for that if you want more information about the Section 3 program. So following this meeting, where do you go? Again, register on that BidNet Direct. Keep an eye out for any solicitations that are of interest to you and respond accordingly. We can't do business with you unless you actually respond to a solicitation. Build a team. If you don't have the full capacity to be able to do what we're requesting, reach out, find some individuals who might want to work with you, be a sub to a prime. You can build those relationships. And we've had plenty of people who started off as subcontractors or as a partner with someone else who now work for us as the actual prime. So definitely build a good team. Leverage any kind of business development resources that are out there. Morgan gave a bunch of really good resources for the different chambers of commerce, the Minority Business Development Agency, and there's all these different resources that you guys have. I think one other one that we work with very often is the Apex Accelerators. They are a very good resource to help with like proposal development and also other business development areas. Put together a really good proposal. And if you're not awarded, it's okay. Take that as the opportunity to debrief. In a debrief, we'll give you the strengths and the weaknesses of your proposal against those evaluation criteria so that you can respond better for the next time. And a lot of us government agencies work very similarly. We may not have the same regulatory requirements, but the process is very similar. So you can still take that information and use it for the next go around with another individual who happens to be issuing a solicitation in your field. So that's all we have for you today. And if you do have any questions, again, my contact information is on that first slide. You can send emails to procurement@denverhousing.org. That goes to our entire department. Feel free to reach out with anything that you would need.
Great, Nicole. Thank you very much for your presentation, and Denver Housing Authority for joining RTD in this effort. Now we're going to have Crystal Kirkland. She's SBO compliance officer, and she's going to be talking really quick about how to do business with RTD, just a refresher, and also current contracting opportunities. Go ahead, Crystal.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Alexis. So my name is Crystal Kirkland, and I'm the compliance officer for RTD. So we're going to talk about doing business with RTD really quick. The first step, let's see if it's going to work, is to go to our website, rtd-denver.com. The upper left-hand corner or at the bottom of the page, there's a button saying Doing Business with RTD. Once you go there, you'll see the 4 steps to start working with us. And the first step is getting your firm registered. Very similar to BidNet, we have OpenGov, and it's at no cost to you. So you will be prompted to enter your email address. Once you put in your email address, you will receive an email confirmation to activate your account, and you'll have to follow the easy steps of entering your name, your phone number, your company name. Once you do that, you'll gain access to download all of the solicitations, submit questions on your solicitations, and also look at all of the other firms that you could partner with. Another step that's very important is entering your NEX code. So that's new to, well, it's not new, but it's very important because RTD is going to be establishing a new process. Alexis, if you want to emphasize on that.
Yeah, so the procurement office, the contracting and procurement office is going to start using NEX code when sending the notifications. So we have to make sure all of you go to OpenGov and update your section and include your NAICS code, the one that actually relates with the type of service you provide. So in this particular section, Crystal is showing, please go the next couple of days, the next couple of weeks if you want to, but do it sooner so you can get those notifications. That doesn't preclude you to go and see every contracting opportunity in RTD, but you won't get the notifications unless you add your NAICS codes, because notifications will go specifically related to the contracting opportunity and the NAICS codes that are associated with those contracting opportunities. Go ahead, Crystal.
So it's pretty simple. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see your little profile icon. You'll click on that and then click on company profile. It will take you to this area and you can enter your NAICS codes under the category codes, and you can also upload your certifications. So it won't take you long, but it will pay off. So I really recommend everybody to do that. And then we'll go back to how you access the actual current solicitations. If you go back to the page of doing business with RTD, you'll also see these 4 boxes. The first box is current solicitations. So if you click on that, you'll be able to see all of our current solicitations. This is accurate. These are our current ones. However, it is only the first page. We have several pages, so please go and check them out. I have highlighted the 3 on here that have DBE and SBE goals. The district shop's hoist replacement has a 15% DBE goal. For training purposes, I selected that one. On this page, you'll see important information like the RFP number, the release date, the due date. You can download documents there. You can see who the procurement agent is and so forth. In the upper right-hand corner, if you click follow, that's when you'll start getting notifications on if there's any updated information or documents for that current solicitation. The lower arrow is the followers. That's who's following the solicitation and have downloaded the current documents. So if you click on that, you'll be able to see everybody. In the right-hand column, you can see that they identified themselves as either a prime or a sub or none. You don't have to identify as either one of those. But if you're a sub and wanting to partner with a prime, this is a perfect opportunity to have that. So you can see in the middle column is their contact information. So you can simply just reach out to them, and vice versa. If you're a prime, you can reach out to all of the subs so you can create this partnership. Like I said, well, multiple people have said this presentation will be uploaded and be sent out. So thank you, you guys, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you, Crystal. Great presentation again from RTD perspective. So now we're going to move, it's 9:32, we're going to move to the second topic, which is the support of financial institutions. For this particular section, we have few bank institutions. So I'm going to start making sure we have all of them in the meeting. I'm going to start with Brandon Willis from US Bank. And I know, Brandon, I saw you there. If you don't mind saying hello, just to make sure you're there. Can you hear us?
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, thank you very much for that. So we also have John Bellamy from the Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute. John, I saw you as well. If you wouldn't mind saying hello to the attendees.
Hello, everybody.
Great. So William first, he's the Vice President of Business Access and Business Access Advisor from US Bank. And John is the Capital Coordinator from, like I said, the Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute. We also have 2 other members. We're trying to get them in the meeting, but somehow we're having some difficulties at this point. Just to make sure, do we have Kevin already on the meeting? Kevin Massa from First Bank. Okay, and what about Frank Robinson from JP Morgan Chase? Frank, can you hear us? All right, we're going to keep trying, but let's start with Brandon and John Bellamy, both from different financial institutions, one multinational US Bank, and the other one is a very local Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute. So what we're going to do, we're going to just ask a couple of questions, and they're going to have a chance to respond to those questions. And then we're going to go back and ask another question and keep adding more information that is valuable, is useful for every one of you as a small business or local business. So to begin, let's ask Brandon how financial institutions and banks play a role in supporting local small and disadvantaged businesses in accessing resources and fostering growth. Brandon, you will be the first, and you have only 2 minutes for this particular question. So go ahead and answer the first question.
Well, thank you. That's a good question. Appreciate you inviting me to participate today. And what I would say is how we help and support disadvantaged businesses is my role is created specifically to support those businesses. It's minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and veteran-owned businesses. What we know is that these business owners have had a lack of access to capital and resources. So my job is to work side by side an actual business banker. And I think it's important to make that that distinction that I am not a banker. I was one for 15 years. So I understand business credit, business banking, but my job is to be there and provide provide advice and consult these clients, help them in their growth journey. And so what that looks like is me and a banker advising the clients. We will pay for coaching, strategic, and credit. If there's a credit issue, we will work with them to improve credit, which will lead to capital. We have a business diversity lending program so that if your business is 51% greater controlled, owned, run by, again, minority, veteran, or woman, then that program is available to you, and that quite simply makes it easier for us to lend to you. And then we also have our own procurement opportunities, and we are committed to quadrupling our amount of diverse suppliers. So not only are we giving you these resources, helping you with credit, helping you with coaching, and then having local people, because I sit here in Denver, I serve Denver. For those of you that are in Southern Colorado, if there are any, I have a counterpart in Colorado Springs, so we have the state covered. But basically with that, you're going to have resources both inside of the bank and outside of the bank. And actually, one of our best resources are one of the partners on the call, John at Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute. We are happy and proud to have a partnership with them and refer clients, because we know that we can't meet the need of every single business owner in the city, but we like to have trusted partners that we can refer business to when there's not a good fit for the bank. So those are the things that we do to try and create a better relationship between disadvantaged business owners and the bank, and hopefully that answers the question in under 2 minutes.
That's perfectly fine, Brandon. Thank you very much. So now we have John Bellamy from the Rocky Mountain answering the same questions, pretty much, how financial institutions and banks play a role in supporting local and small businesses. Go ahead, John.
Okay, all right, great, thanks. So proud to be here. Thank you for the invite. Again, my name is John Bellamy, Capital Access Manager at Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institute. Been here for about 3.5 years and enjoying every minute of it, especially helping the community. First of all, we know that access to funding is one of the biggest challenges that small businesses or disadvantaged businesses go through. So while not every business needs a loan, having the right financial tools in place, like small business loans, lines of credit, working capital can make a big difference for entrepreneurs in their business journey. What's important is that banks and financial institutions are flexible, have flexible options that meet businesses where they are, not just a one-size-fits-all situation. And at RMMFI, for example, we just don't focus on lending money. We focus on, clear, fair loan terms, low interest rates. Our interest rates are at 5%. Just as important, we also do capital coaching. And we have phases that they go through that I'll talk about later in one of the responses. But we help entrepreneurs think through how they can use the money wisely, whether that's a feasibility analyst or mapping out realistic goals. It's about making sure that the funding actually goes to starting the business, leads to starting a business with a goal that's sustainable growth.
Great. Thank you for that answer, John. And I think, yes, we're going to have more time to go in depth to specific products and services that you guys provide for local and small businesses. So let's move to the next question. We're going to go back to the first question once we have either Frank or Kevin. I think they're trying to solve some technical issues, but we're going to keep and continue with Brandon again on the second question this time. So Brandon, tell us specifically what specific programs or initiative does your institution offer to educate and support businesses in building their capabilities, fostering growth, and increasing their success? Please provide us specific examples of that.
Okay, so in terms of educating, I'll take it two at a time. Do I still have 2 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, so in terms of education, I am often doing 8 different financial education seminars, and that could be about building business credit. It could be about growing your network, managing cash flow, and so on and so on. So I'm doing these on a group setting probably twice a month. So that's the education piece, and every single one of those seminars is ended with a Q&A. So really what you get is access to, how we look at things, how we look at accessing capital, how we can help you have smarter, more productive conversations with your financial institution. And of course, we would love to earn the opportunity to earn some of the business from the people that attend these seminars, but you do not have to be a client to take advantage of that. They're open to anyone, and then that's in addition to the day-to-day education that we're providing to clients. So there's the seminars that we do frequently. We often partner with organizations like SCORE Mentors or E4All, or we have one coming up with B-Side, which is another nonprofit lender. So that's the education piece. That's continuing. And then on the specific product, it is the Business Diversity Lending Program. And that's a very exciting program. Again, 51% or greater minority, woman, or veteran owned. You can take advantage of it. And the long and short of it is that we've lowered the minimum credit standard and debt to income requirements and debt service coverage requirements in order to reach and serve more people that fall under the businesses that I serve. So that's the specific program that we have in place. And again, I mentioned the procurement opportunity, and that's a program through our supplier development program. Many places call it the supplier diversity department, same thing. And we are quadrupling our number of diverse suppliers. So there are not only will we help you get certified, but we will put you into our supplier pool so that you can earn opportunities to do business with U.S. Bank, not unlike some of the other presenters that talked earlier in the call.
Super. Thank you for that answer as well. So let's move back to Rocky Mountain Microfinance Institution and be specific, John, about what specific programs or initiative does your institution offer to educate and support businesses in building their capabilities, fostering growth, and again, increasing their success? And give us examples how you guys support small businesses.
Okay, great. Thanks. And I just wanted to give out a thanks to Brandon, U.S. Bank, as far as partnership. It's always great when you have institutions working together. So definitely a shout out there. First of all, our North Star speaks highly about, what we offer. And I'm just going to read that to you real quick. People are unstoppable forces. Life circumstances are real and sometimes overwhelming. Yet they should not determine what we can do in the present or be in the future. We believe everyone should be free to make choices to activate the possible. So at Rocky Mountain Microfinance, we believe that entrepreneurship is a powerful tool for personal and community transformation. Our approach isn't just about funding businesses, it's about investing in people. We support entrepreneurs through a mix of education, mentorship, capital, and community connections. We have 3 phases that we have the entrepreneurs go through. And these are phases that must be completed prior to taking out a loan. And taking out a loan is not necessary. It's totally up to the entrepreneur if the business is ready. So the idea phase is the first phase. This is the aspiring entrepreneur who can explore their business concept. We offer the Business Idea Lab, a 5-session workshop that helps participants access feasibility of their ideas and understand the basic business ownership concepts. Then we next have launch phase. That's business launch boot camp. And this is for those who are ready to start their business, or business launch boot camp provides intensive training, mentorship, and access to microloans up to $3,500. This program equips our entrepreneurs with the tools they need to successfully launch their business ventures. Then we have the Thrive phase. This is for somebody who's gone through the idea phase is not, something that's mandatory. You can start at the business launch boot camp phase, launch phase, if you qualify for that. So the Thrive phase is once they got their business up and running, we offer, support through the Thrive Business Accelerator program. This includes advanced training, peer support, opportunities for larger loans, and to help their business scale and grow. Throughout this whole process, we also do capital coaching that can help the entrepreneurs get their credit to help improve their credit. So that's very important. And the loans that we do offer is reflected on their personal credit history. We also have specialized programs such as the Spanish language program, which is offered year-round curriculum for Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs. And also we have the Rebuilt program, that's REBILT program, which supports formerly incarcerated individuals in starting their own businesses.
Wow. Well, that's great, John. Thank you for that information. I guess one of the topics we brought this topic because we understand is one of the challenges small and disadvantaged businesses have. They don't have credit. Some of them don't have any historical, business information to share with you guys. So it's hard for them to ask for loans. And when you ask what are the challenges for small businesses, loan and capability is pretty much the first one. So thank you for sharing that information, the way that you guys help. Now, I think I want to make sure I have either Kevin or Frank on the call. If you guys can just say hello, if you can we're able to get connected. Any of you?
Hey, Alexis, good morning. Can you hear me? This is Kevin Mazza with First Bank.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh,
yes,
wonderful.
we can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Well, Kevin, we're going to do something really quick for you. Because I know you were trying to log in and we were just having a little bit of challenges. But how about if you use a little bit of more time, like 5 minutes, to tell us about, why did you guys have those programs dedicated for small and disadvantaged businesses? And then what specific products do you guys have to offer them? Go ahead.
Absolutely. So I'm Kevin Massa Amador. I work at First Bank of Colorado, a community bank. If anybody or anyone on this call knows the orange cube, that is us. I have been there for about 12 years. Half of that experience has been operational in a branch setting, so more customer facing, and the other half has been helping minority businesses and nonprofits that we have a nexus to. First Bank is really big on supporting smaller scale businesses as well as nonprofit organizations throughout the communities. And so I actually work with the multicultural banking center sector of First Bank. And what that looks like is from inception of the bank in 1963, we knew that there were pockets of communities, minority communities specifically, within the Denver metro area that we could, support as far as accessing products and services. And so in the 90s, that is really where the Multicultural Banking Center initiative ramped up for us, starting with the help of our Asian community members. And then we saw that the Latinx community was growing within the Denver metro area. And finally, we also saw that the Black and African American community also needed the same access to banking centers and banking products and services. So that is really where I lie in the most as far as my career. With the lending team, we are split up into those three different demographics through the Multicultural Banking Center, or MBC for short. So if you hear me say MBC, that's what it stands for, the acronym. And so we have mobilized three different buckets within our business development group sector, which is more so encompassed of support staff and the lending team, which is made up of our lending officers. The PATH program, that is something that really helped our Black and African American community as far as first-time home ownership. And that program is the most recent that we have helped support through First Bank. I will have to kind of defer as far as the other programs that we have in the lending realm, as I'm not tied too much in there. But as far as products and services, I can give you the example that we are one of the few banks in the metro area that actually have the capacity to even open a consumer or a commercial account without needing a social security number. There
Yes.
are a lot of people that mobilize themselves or utilize an ITIN number, which we are able to open an account with. Or if you don't have either of those, we are able to open an account without. Of course, down the line, if you do receive one, then we would absolutely love to have that information on file, but it is not a requirement right off the bat. And so we have also mobilized ourselves to go out into the community and partnering with these nonprofit organizations through financial wellness sessions. We believe that that is also a big pillar in the community that we can help support. Especially, I really don't even think that these is still taught in schools as far as financial wellness or even the basic banking, how to fill out a ledger, how to approach a bank. So we really specialize within the MBC, helping support those nonprofit organizations that have those wellness, financial wellness sessions out in the community. And this looks more so like a volunteer opportunity for our officers, where I'm not sure if y'all have heard the slogan of First Bank, but it's banking for good. And we really stand by that. It really is standing behind our community and our staff members as well.
Wow, great to hear that, Kevin. Thank you for that information. Very important for our participants today. I'm going to just open the window again for Frank if he's on the meeting. Please unmute yourself and let us know that you can participate as well. How about Frank?
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Frank, for
Okay,
that. I
perfect.
think we're going to give you again, same as Kevin, 5 minutes, so you can pretty much answer question 1 and 2 in general. Why is it you guys exist? What is it you have in general for the small and disadvantaged community? And then what specific products, if you can share specific information from JP Morgan. And again, Frank, you can introduce yourself, but I know you're vice president and specifically senior business consultant as well. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes, thank you, and I appreciate it. I'm not sure where my camera, it decided not to be on there, so it just it just went off. So, well, first of all, thank you for letting me be able to join such a really good group of individuals that help our small businesses grow and scale, and I'm just proud to be able to be part of this group as a resource. Like you said earlier, my name is Frank Robinson, and my email contact, I believe, is in the chat, frank.robinson@chase.com. And I am my title is a senior business consultant, and I work underneath the program at Chase called Coaching for Impact. And what we do and what we've been doing in terms of the small business space is that we help with one-on-one coaching small businesses grow and scale. And we operate under 5 pillars. And one is cash flow management. Number 2 is operations management. Number 3 is business development. Number 4 is access to capital, which is also, we know that is the biggest space where small businesses are going to need if they don't need it immediately. And then the final one is team of advisors, having that team behind you, taking some of the things off your plate that you may not be good at, may not want to do, so you can really focus either on your service or your widget that you're building. And Coaching for Impact has been around for almost 5 years, but just recently here in Denver, Colorado area last 9 months or so when I transferred in. We have two consultants, myself and then another gentleman who's bilingual, Hector Parra, and we go throughout the Front Range working with small businesses. We've been partnering with nonprofits, helping them with some of their incubators, some of their workshops, helping clients, as what we call clients, work on the different particular skills that they need or pain points that they're working on. From there, at that point in time, they stay inside our book of business as we continue to help them after they graduate. Now, in terms of what we've been doing in terms of small business products, the cool thing about the Coaching for Impact program is that you don't have to be a client of Chase to be part of the program, the one-on-one coaching, and you also doesn't cost you anything. So although that we with our business banking, we are under the community umbrella in terms of helping small business owners. And that's one of the nice attributes about our program. And we really like to say that we're connectors, because if you bank with one of the other financial institutions that are on the call here, we're going to continue to encourage that, because we believe that where you build your business credit is where you do your banking at. And you want to make sure that you go into that branch of any financial institution that you're working with, and you get to know and build that relationship with that branch manager, with that banker, and that way they understand what you're trying to do and understand your goals. Now, in terms of products, like Kevin, I'm not in the space where I sell products, but I know we do have our small business lenders and our commercial bankers that will help and assist any of our small business clients if that's what they need. But ultimately, what we try to do is connect them to the right place and the right financial institution, the right tool for them to be successful in going forward. Because we really believe that if we can help our small businesses grow and prosper, then we all will grow and prosper, whether you're with USB, First Bank, or JP Morgan Chase.
Nice. Well, that's great information, Frank. Appreciate it as well. We got 4 great bank institutions here. I'm going to move to maybe the last questions. And since we got a couple of more minutes, I'm going to allow you guys to ask questions. If you can just ask questions on the chat. Jose, Crystal, and Ravashi, do we have any question related to those presentations or time that either Brandon or John or Kevin, any question related to what they have been spoken? Go ahead.
We have a question for Murugan.
Okay.
Abby from St. Michael Transportation is inquiring if DPS provides transportation for special needs students to their school to transport them from the school to their home.
Let's have questions related to the opportunities from DPS. I think we can go back and maybe answer those questions, but related to the financial institutions, since we are in this particular section of the meeting, do we have any question related to the financial institutions? No, at this point.
First Bank.
Sorry?
For First Bank, Shakira asks, would it be possible to open a business account with EIN that does not have income yet? Did you get that, Kevin?
Yes, it kind of cut out in the beginning, but I did hear First Bank, and then I heard EIN to open a
Okay, let
commercial
me
account.
repeat
Sorry.
that for you. Sorry, no worries. So she's asking, would it be possible to open a business account with EIN that does not have income yet?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, and I failed to explain that I'm actually in the treasury management sector, where I also provide, advisement over our products and services. So I would be the point person to actually ask questions more so in the commercial banking sector of First Bank as well. So that is a great question for me. Yes, you can absolutely open an account if you have an EIN and do not have an ITIN or an SSN. The way that the account structure would look like is we would absolutely have an authorized signer, the owner over the business, and then the EIN would carry pretty much the commercial account. That is, say, if you were in an interest-bearing account, we would definitely need that EIN number in order to provide the IRS with that information. So yes, it is possible.
Great, great. Any other question for the panelists?
Not yet.
And may I jump in there? Frank Robinson, JP Morgan
Yeah,
Chase.
yeah, yeah.
I think for Shakira, I believe that was, yes, as long as you have your information in terms of articles of organization, you register with the state and EIN, you should be able to open up a business account, either First Bank, USB, Chase, or any other financial institution.
Great. Thank you for that as well, Frank. All right. So, yeah,
Alexis,
sorry,
we do have
Rosie.
a couple of questions.
Go ahead, please.
For Brandon, Jonathan asks, what are the advantages of the business diversity lending programs versus obtaining funds through a traditional channel?
Hey, Jonathan, that's a great question. This is a decision that you would if you let as an example, let's say you have very little debt and 750 credit score. This may not even be necessary for you, right? You're going to be able to walk into Chase, First Bank, our bank, and be able to do business. The business diversity lending program's goal is to really serve those people that are on the fence, that maybe have had a couple of challenges with credit in the past, maybe have a little bit more debt than banks are comfortable lending towards, but so really it's an option that you have available to you, but by no means are you required to do it. It's just an option that's available to you, but for those that have had some challenges or some struggles, I think it's a wonderful product. For those of you that are in very stable financial condition, again, you're going to be able to go out anywhere and secure fine funding. But our goal, our initiative, is to support those businesses that really have traditionally gone overlooked and not been served in the way that we feel is equal access to everybody. So very fair question, but that's and I hope that answers the question. But really, and I want to say one additional thing, because I know we're close on time, but I want to kind of piggyback what my partner Frank said, in that, you know, your least path of resistance to credit is through your primary financial institution. They already know you. That's going to be your best place to go. But I want to say that because I've seen Kevin out there in the community, I've seen Frank out there. If you have a relationship with any one of us, John included, you're ahead of the game. I think that's the most important thing that you can have, is somebody that's local, that'll pick up the phone and cares about your business. And so I want to applaud my partners, and I want to thank Frank for continuing to mention that any one of us are looking to really support your businesses.
Yeah, love the message, Brandon. Thank you very much. All right, any other question? If you say we got another one, maybe.
Yeah, one of the questions is, what are the examples of financial advice you provide for small businesses?
Does anyone wants to jump in on that one?
Anyone who wants to chime in.
Yeah, I'd say as far as like financial advice, number one would be, utilizing the funds correctly to make it feasible for your business to start. If you're looking to, rebuild credit or improve your credit to get a loan, that would be working with, the creditors, looking at your credit report regularly to try to get that credit score up, doing the snowball effect. If you've got, say you've got some bills out there on your credit that need to be paid, paying a little bit more towards those bills, get it to a zero balance, have 30% or less of your entire credit history or account below 30%, which shows that you are paying your bills and you have money, hopefully to spend. But also, just being diligent about, building that credit back up and making sure that the use of funds, that your business is ready to start, because you don't want to start something and then find out, you're behind the eight ball because you didn't calculate things right. So definitely get financial advice from, whether it's a capital coach or somebody in the banking system.
Perfect. All right, so I know we might have more questions, but let's move on with the panelists' normal questions, and then we can answer those questions maybe if we have more time, or we can just, write or send you guys a written response on those questions if we don't have the chance to do it through the panel here. So one of the questions, and I think will be the last one, what steps should a small business take to initiate a request for support in building business acumen or securing capital? In other words, what is it they need to do in order to start, getting your services? And let's start with Frank this time. Frank, are you there? I know you are, but can you unmute yourself? Is it possible? There you go.
Okay, I'm unmuted now.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, one of the things, and also real quick, I just want to piggyback on what John said in terms of advice. One of the things that financial advice you can start doing is making sure you watch your books, making sure that you document everything that's coming in and everything that's going out. I see that time and time again that small business owners aren't keeping an eye on their funds. That's a huge advice that I could give to anyone out there. Now, in terms of just our services, I think my email is in the chat there, frank.robinson@chase.com.
Mhm.
And one of the things is, when we'll talk is we'll just see exactly where you are. Is one-on-one coaching exactly what you need? Or do you really need to be in an incubator, or do you need to be in an accelerator workshop? So we'll kind of determine what you need to do and where you're at in your business journey.
Perfect. John, what about from Rocky Mountain Microfinancial Institute? What is it they need to do in order to initiate, requesting services from your end?
Okay, yeah. So as far as services from my end or from banking in general?
Banking in general, but pretty much, the services you can
Okay.
provide. Yes.
Okay, great. And I'll just piggyback off what Frank said very quickly. One thing is to separate personal from business banking, expenses and so forth. The first step is really to be clear about what you need in your business journey. Are you starting out, or do you need help shaping an idea? Or are you already in business and looking to grow? So once you know what you're looking for, whether it's helping building your business skills, accessing funding, and so forth, the next step is to reach out and start the conversation. Don't be afraid to ask questions or share your goals. At RMMFI, for example, we welcome entrepreneurs from all stages and walk them through the intake process where they can learn about their needs and match them to the right resources, whether that's training, mentorship, or capital. I also recommend that getting connected to a business coach or mentor early, having someone to guide you through this, like budgeting, such as Frank had talked about. Pricing and planning can make a huge difference before you even apply for funding. Preparing goes a long way. So, and with RMMFI, you can, I believe my number's in there, but you can also reach through rmmfi.org and a number of 720-941-5037. Once you get to that part, there's a place where you have a dream survey, then you get connected with someone. But I think, definitely being honest about where you're at as far as your business goals and journey. And then also if you're offered a loan, whether it's with, the terms or the payment amount each month, if you're not able to make that payment, to be very honest, because being transparent, banks usually will be able to give you other resources or help find someone, such as, like Brandon said, he can refer someone to RMMFI or vice versa. So definitely being honest about where you're at in your journey as far as your finances and your business needs.
Super. Thank you for the advices, John. Right now, let's move to Kevin from First Bank perspective. What is it they need to do in order to start business with you?
Yes, absolutely. And I think this question is very intertwined with the question that was asked in the forum just recently. And I think, and from my experience, I'll call myself an entrepreneur as well, is, we often as entrepreneurs, we're just tunnel vision to the finish line of success. And we often forget the very basics. And as First Bank, we love to call ourselves a relationship bank, and that means you have more than one point of contact within our institution, and that is very pivotal for your success in the long run, to identify an institution that not only aligns with your personal values but also your ultimate goal with your business. So we all have cell phones. Hopefully everybody has access to the internet. So doing your research behind the institutions that you align yourself with, what they offer not only to their clientele but to the community. I think that is something that should be prioritized for everyone. And of course, with products and services, ask questions, identify someone within, the commercial side of things, the consumer side of things that you deem an expert within that institution. Hold on to them, hold on to their information. And again, ask questions. Don't hold back, because that will be very important to your success.
Great. Thank you for that as well, Kevin. All right, so let's move to Brandon. Brandon, what is that any firm needs to do in order to initiate that request of services on your side from US Bank?
It's very simple. I don't care what size of your business is, what industry you're in. You can email me at brandon.willis@usbank.com, and we can have I'll buy you a cup of coffee, or we can have a virtual conversation like this. And I can either, it'll be myself and often another banker that will give you very good advice about how we can take care of your business. And we value your time as well as anything. So we can make a quick determination about where you are, how best to serve your business. And sometimes that's internal and using the resources that we've talked about earlier. And sometimes it's say, hey, I want to introduce you to my friend over at Rocky Mountain Microfinance. But I think what we're all doing a better job of as banks is giving that warm handoff to another institution when we are not quite the fit for the business owner. So the one thing I would say is, and this also is the advice I would give, involve your bankers in your plans, both near term and long term, so that we can better serve you. So, hey, I'm looking to do this year, or I'm looking to do this in the next few years. And that could be, I'm looking to get a loan for business expansion, or I'm looking to buy a building, or I'm just looking for some working cap. Involve the banker in those discussions very early in the process, and you will get better outcomes. And so I would say just reach out. If it's not me, go to your bank. And if you're not with US Bank, go to your bank and ask to sit down with a business banker and have a conversation about how they can help you, again, both near term and long term. And if they're not willing to talk to you, we always are. And that's, I'm sure that includes my partners feel the same way about that. We're always happy to have that conversation.
Awesome. Great information from all of you. I'm actually impressed of all the information that you guys have shared that I know is very useful for every single firm here. So the good news is that this session is being recorded. So we will be sharing a link on YouTube, so you guys will be able to go back and hear whatever one of the panelists has mentioned before. Also, we're going to be sharing how to contact each of them. It's actually part of the information we're going to be sharing with you, as well as DPS and Denver Housing Authority presentations. Murugan and Nicole, we appreciate all of you. I think we don't have really time to answer more questions, but we're going to review those questions, and I'm going to make sure we have responses from the panelists here, or from any, let's say, Murugan or Nicole from DHA, and then we're going to get back those answers in the same email where we're going to be sharing, the PowerPoint slides and PDF information. So the question will be responded. So one thing before we move on, very quickly, we're going to have another session coming up on June 3rd, which is RTD's announcement on the new triennial DBE goal. So that will happen on June 3rd at 9 a.m. We're going to be sharing, the link so you guys can register in Eventbrite as well. And now, Jose, do you have any information about how to assess this particular presentation?
Yes, Alexis, thanks. And I'm just shared in the chat. You can see the QR code on your screen, but you can also click on the link in the chat for you guys to give us feedback on today's webinar. We always welcome your feedback. These meetings are meant for you. So any information you can provide about how we did today and how we can do better moving forward, we'll definitely take it into consideration. So please, it only takes about two minutes of your time.
Great. Well, thank you very much to everybody. I'm really excited of all the information I hear from you guys. Thank you, John, Kevin, Brandon, Frank, and also Murugan and Nicole. And it's amazing how many things we can share in just an hour and 15 minutes. So thank you again. Have a great rest of your day and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.